you feel like you keep having bad weeks, you may be not showing up for yourself. This system has helped me save so much money on food. These are the people that make me feel good and don't make me feel like I literally have no idea what I'm doing. Good morning and happy Sunday. I desperately need to just get my life in order. Quickly, if any of you are new, I do have a little piggy doing his thing back here. So if you're hearing some pig noises, it is in fact a pig. Also, before we start, I need to address that I have a giant cold sore. I didn't ask for this, but here we are. I'm gonna take you through the steps I take on Sunday to try to set myself up for success during the week. My first step is always to just make sure I'm working with a clean space, but outside of that, I also do a lot of things that help with my decision fatigue, because if I don't set myself up to where my options are easy throughout the week, I short circuit and I will just end up getting really stressed unnecessarily. I hope this motivates you to maybe set yourself up this coming week to have a good week. I hope you are all having a wonderful morning and a wonderful day, whatever time you're watching this. Let's get into it. Today's affirmation is slightly making me feel attacked, which I don't think is the point of an affirmation, but you can pause the video. On the days where I have like more to do, I use this little notepad. This is actually from Ava Jules' Sun Glow collection. It has a little spot for gratitude, affirmations, and then a good amount for a to-do list. I don't use this every day because I don't always have like that many to-dos, but on days where I have a lot to get done, I like to use this little pad. You can't come in here. You know you can't come in here. No. Go away. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Welcome to the serene bedroom. That is obviously just spick and span, screams tranquility. When you start making piles like this, that is when you know your life is starting to go downhill just a bit. Because as soon as you put that down, you're like, oh, I'll pick that up tomorrow. No, you won't. You'll keep adding to it. So rule number one is clean up the piles, put things away right after you use them. I have a laundry basket. How about just use the laundry basket? Is it that hard? Maybe. The bedroom is now clean. I'm gonna take the dirty laundry baskets down to the basement.
I have seen you here before. Not a coincidence, I'm sure. I hope you're looking at me now from the corner of your eye. Someday.
Just got a real outfit on and I am about to do my makeup. I'm putting this dry shampoo into my hair. I've been really liking this like over the traditional spray one because it doesn't coat my lungs with chemicals. I'm gonna let this marinate while I do my makeup. You need to have a little bit of fun during your Sunday reset if you want to stay sane, because my energy is already gone. I do not want to go forward. Me and my friend from work booked a painting class and she texted me and said that we were the only people that signed up. So we're gonna go have our little friend date and it's gonna be fun. I'm using my ColourPop Pretty Fresh primer. I'm still using... Oh, Casey just went running by with Samson out the window. I'm still using my Juice Beauty CC cream. Oh, there he goes again. Sheesh Marish. I'm using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I'm gonna put a little bit on my eyelids because they are looking especially dead today. For my powder, I'm going to be using the Neutrogena Sheer Minerals loose powder. For bronzer today, I'm going to be using the Sephora Collection bronzer. I'm going to use the OG Milani Luminoso. Samson is right outside my office door, making an appearance. I just put way too much blush on. Try to blend that in a bit. Don't scare my friend. Come as a clown. And then the Physicians Formula highlighter. For eyebrows, I'm using this BDG, I guess it's Billion Dollar Brow Universal Brow Pencil. I think I got this at like Marshall's or something. I feel like I kind of want to do like a purple wing, so give me a moment. Casey told me to stop putting him in the vlog doing funny things. He just gives me unlimited content. Okay. I'm using the ColourPop in a Trance palette, and I'm just going to do a purple wing. I'm gonna spray my brush with some of this Makeup Revolution Sport Fix spray, just to get the shadow to stay as long as we can. And I'm gonna use this middle purple shade. I don't even know if you can see that, but that's kind of what we're going for. Just gonna curl my eyelashes. The makeup is done. Now, try not to look like a grandma. I wish there was something I could do about my freaking lip. We're just gonna have to ignore it. Okay, so like I said, I have a painting class at 2 o'clock. And then I think we're gonna go get sushi afterward for dinner. I am going to be wearing my Daisy perfume. It makes me so happy when I can actually like wear a perfume, because I have been hit with the migraines recently and I can't even bear to think about putting a perfume on me. So you know it's a good day. Thank you, Head, for cooperating with me. I know I showed you my outfit, but I thrifted both of these pieces yesterday and I'm so happy with them.
Still got your pearls hanging by my bedside. Still got your lips and paper in the trash now. I never knew love could be so sweet. I never knew it would sting. I never knew love like this would leave me in pieces. Oh, Emily, when did you fall right out of love? Oh, Emily, when did the magic stop for us? Oh, but Emily, you are the part of me I fear. It will kill me when you leave and close my door. I can't believe it's already over. Too late to talk and fix whatever's broken.
The next thing I do is create this weekly outline. It's kind of similar to bullet journaling. This is a pretty big notebook, and just each week I break this up into a bunch of different categories. This is where I'm gonna get into my habits, different, ideas of what I want to do that week. And then I also just have like a day-by-day spread at the bottom. If I have appointments or like there's anything I definitely want to get done that day, I put it down there. But yeah, you can literally do this in any notebook that you have. And this is my favorite part of the reset routine. I just started doing this probably like a month ago. Having this every week helps me a lot. Just decide on a plan for the week. It makes me feel more organized and definitely more on track of my goals and habits. Pinterest is my best friend, and I don't know what I would do without Pinterest. I rely on it to make all my decisions, so that is your first hack. The first top piece of my notebook is going to be my meal ideas. I've gone through a lot of trial and error in terms of how to plan my meals in a way that like still allows me to cook, because I really like to cook. What I do like to do is meal prep like a soup or a pasta salad, something that I can just kind of grab and go if I don't have much time. But otherwise I kind of just like to make a plan of what I'm gonna buy at the grocery store that actually is for a meal, rather than just buying a bunch of stuff and then coming home and being like, I have nothing to eat. So I'm gonna take you into my Pinterest board, and we're gonna search for meal ideas for the week. We are in my Pinterest board, and I'm gonna go to my vegan food board, and the first thing that I definitely want to make this week is this soup. So what I do, I have an area where I write down breakfast, lunch, and dinner ideas. So for this one, it's probably going to be more of my lunch idea. Having a soup is really helpful for when I'm working from home, because we only get a 30-minute break. So I feel like it's just nice when my meal's already taken care of and I can actually relax for the 30 minutes rather than cook for the 30 minutes. Alright, so for lunch, I'm gonna write down orzo, leek, and dill soup. And then right next to my planner, I have just a little like regular shopping list, and I start writing down the ingredients for the recipe. Why I like Pinterest is most of the recipes you look at, the ingredients are right there. So you don't have to like go searching for them. I would be happy eating this soup every day for lunch. I'm not very inventive with my lunches. I don't care as much. It's usually my dinners and sometimes my breakfast that I definitely want like an alternative option for. I'm gonna see if anything pops up over here. Honestly, I might do something easy like this because I already have the pancake mix. I already have chocolate chips. I would just need banana, so I can add banana to my shopping list and then put banana pancake. So that's like another example of I'm not gonna like meal prep this or anything, and it's really not very interesting or extensive. Another thing I think I'm gonna do again, which I did last week, try to find a photo. I mean, as you can see, I kind of went through a yogurt bowl phase right here. Pretty much I get these overnight oat jars. I'll put a picture up on the screen. They're pretty new. I think they're called like brekkie. I do the chocolate coconut chips, which are absolutely delicious. Any type of fruit, strawberry, banana, whatever you like. And if you want to get fancy, put like this girl did, put peanut butter on top or something of that nature. But it's super quick and easy. I usually don't have a ton of time in the morning, so that kind of breakfast works perfect for me. So for breakfast, we have the banana pancakes in the yogurt bowl, and now we're gonna search for some dinner recipes. If you make a Pinterest board and you start adding things to it, I highly recommend hitting like the more ideas tab, because the Pinterest algorithm is unlike any other. They know exactly what you're looking for, and it just takes out all the effort. I don't mind it. This is like the one case where I'm like, please look into everything that I'm searching for, because they know what I want more than I do, unfortunately. I just typed in vegan dinner recipes. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna make it this week, but this pasta garlic bake right here is literally to die for. Incredible. If you want like a yummy pasta. I made it in like a huge dish and meal prepped it one week and it was so good, but I'm not really feeling it for this week. Okay, I've been searching for a little bit and I found this vegan summer pasta. In the dead of winter, I will pretend, but this looks really good. And another thing you want to keep in mind is what you already have in the fridge or the pantry. I have some Bonza pasta that I want to use up, and then also I have Kalamata olives, and I always buy like tomatoes and stuff. So again, I'm just gonna write down the meal idea on my journal and then directly transfer everything to the shopping list. Okay, randomly, I just decided I want to have like a BLT type of situation. Let's see. I mean, I feel like we'll just click on this one because it's a very aesthetic photo. Even if you find a recipe, just, you know, change it to how you like it. I'm not getting fancy and making whatever eggplant bacon this recipe is trying to sell me. I like tempeh, and I will season it with like barbecue sauce, and that will be my bacon. So we'll do BLT, and then I'll have to get tempeh and lettuce, a nice like sourdough bread from the bakery. I mean, that's pretty much it. Okay, so I feel like pretty good with those options. I'm also gonna get a pizza dough because at some point during the week I usually have a pizza for dinner. So I put down pizza, oh, and then I'll put down to get the dough, cheese, and I'll just put on whatever toppings we have left over from the other recipes. And then we have our completed grocery list. This system has helped me save so much money on food. For some reason, when we first moved here, I think I was so excited about like having my own kitchen, and I wanted to eat a different meal for literally every meal every day. And sometimes that's just not realistic. Like, we're trying to simplify things in this system. So this really gave me a reality check for how much I actually had to buy in a week, and I didn't have to fill the cart up completely just to fill the pantry for no reason. Okay, so my shopping list is complete. Next section is my habit tracker. I don't use this habit tracker as like I have to do these 6 things every day or else like I am a failure, because I did used to do that. These are things that I'd want to incorporate in my ideal week, and then I'll show you last week's what mine looked like. You know, I just fill in these little bubbles. So if I do it, I color in the bubble, and you know, it's just like a little pat on the back for doing the good thing for yourself. So most of these things are, you know, things I enjoy and I know make me feel better and have a better week. As much as I can incorporate those, you know, is a good thing. So my first habit, skincare. I just set it up with the days of the week, and then like I said, just put a little circle. This is like the easiest way that I've found to do the habit tracker. I've been trying really hard to take care of my skin. I restocked of all my skincare, so I have no excuse, and I just, you know, every morning and every night just want to take those 5 minutes to myself, not only for the self-care but also just to take care of my skin. The next thing on my list is movement or exercise. I like the word movement better, so that's the word we're going with. You'll see in a second, the next section I'll kind of go off of the movement tracker. So the next one is journaling. I have a couple new journaling things that I'm using, and I call it my morning stack, which consists of one, my affirmation cards that take 2 seconds to pull one and read it. So I find it like an easy thing I can do. And if I do that, even just that, I'll check off my journaling. So if I literally do anything out of, you know, this stack of things, I check it off. Because every day is different. You're not going to be able to sit there and, you know, journal for an hour and do all these things. It's not realistic. So some days, especially on work days, that's all I do. Another thing I have is the no particular order journal, and that one is just a bunch of random prompts. I'll do one of those. I have an actual journal where I can just write out my feelings if that's what I need. And then I also have a gratitude journal where you just write down 3 things that you're grateful for that day. And Most days I feel like I try to prioritize that one and the affirmation cards, and then if I have more time and I want to like really, you know, like sit with my matcha and have a whole morning, I'll do the whole stack. But usually, you know, it's a balance. The next thing I have is also kind of vague. Again, you might be picking up on the fact that I like more vague habits where a lot of different things can fit into that category, because it just makes me feel, I feel like it gives more freedom, but also gives me the accountability to do something good for myself within that category. So the next one is just doing something creative. That can be editing, filming, painting, sketching, like making a mood board, or literally doing anything that I consider to be creative. I don't really expect myself to do this every day, but if I could get it in every day, that would be, you know, great. And I know that it's something that brings me a lot of joy. So, you know, I do it as much as I can. Okay, the last two are to read 10 pages of one of my books. I'm currently reading Why Has No One Ever Told Me This? And I'm really enjoying it so far. So if I can just read like 10 pages of that before bed. Last week I did terribly and I only did this one time. But again, every week's different. If you have a book that you've been wanting to read, I feel like 10 pages is a like good number where you can commit to. It's not too much. I say that, and then I did literally one day last week, but we're gonna try again this week. My last thing is honestly the only non-negotiable thing on my list, and that's to do like a 10 or 15 minute timer before bed and clean the main part of the house. So like the kitchen, just put the pillows back on the couch and fold the blanket up. It makes such a big difference in my morning when I wake up and the house is like semi-clean. If I wake up and there is like the whole sea of dishes on the counter and I let it go for like 3 days, it gives me so much anxiety. If you just take 10 minutes or 15 minutes out of every night before you go to bed and build that into your habit, your house stays so clean and it just declutters your mind. So that's one that I really try not to skip. Right now, those are the things in my habit tracker. If you are probably gonna have a completely different list than me, definitely tailor it to things that you like to do or that you need to do every day, and you know, try to put stuff that's like adding to your life in a good way, not all just like to-dos that aren't fun things as well. Please don't mind the mound of laundry behind me that I still need to fold. I covered it with a towel, so it's not even there. One of my biggest barriers to working out is if I do not have a plan or an idea of what I could do, I just simply will not do it. Having to search for the video will divert me completely from working out. Unfortunately, that's just how my brain works. I'm going to show you an idea of how I plan my workouts for the week. This is just what's been working for me. These are the people that make me feel good and don't make me feel like I literally have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm not the most athletic person. Yeah, I just want to mainly work out like for my mental health. It helps me so much. I need something when I get out of work to like help me decompress and get the anxious energy out. So one of the girls I really enjoy, you probably might know who she is, but her handle is MKFit, and she has the most fun workouts ever. They give you good sweat, but they're not too much to the point where you cannot move the next day, because that also will stop me from working out. I have gotten to a good routine where I do enough of this girl's workouts that I can just put down like I want to do an MKFit workout, but I don't have to pick one. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to pick one. Okay, I think I'm gonna do the comeback workout. I remember that one being a fun one, so I just write it down like on the list of ideas. I don't expect myself to do all of these. I just want different options, so that way I only have to pick from 4 things rather than like opening YouTube and being like, what am I gonna do today? And then I haven't done this one before. I think I'm gonna do this Step Up HIIT workout as well. I have not watched Step Up in so long, but I feel like that will be a nostalgic soundtrack. Another person I really like is Yoga with Adriene. Her and that little dog of hers, I think his name is Benji, can cure any depression or ill feelings you have. She's currently doing her center 30-day challenge, which I was gonna do, and as you can see, I made it up to day 1 to realize that I just can't do the same thing every day. I could if I really forced myself, but I already by day 2 was like feeling forced to do it, and that immediately makes me not want to do it at all. So I might pick and choose. I'll put Yoga with Adriene on here. Honestly, I'll just pick from any of these that I'm kind of feeling in the moment. That's another option for a day where I just don't have much energy, but I want to do, you know, something, and maybe I'm like having a more stressful day. These are my go-to on those days. Another person I've just recently started watching is Grow with Jo, so I might pick one of her workouts to do this week. I like that she has more of a variety of times, whereas the MK Fit videos tend to be around 20 minutes long, and some days like last week I incorporated a few of this girl's workout. It was nice to have the option of like doing a longer one if I wanted to. I think I'm gonna just put down the mood boost cardio dance workout. Okay, so those are the ones that I'm gonna plan for the week. I usually put down 4, and I do a 4-day work week, so I plan for 4, and then if I want to work out on the weekend, then I'll just pick a random one. I don't usually plan out anything on here for the weekend besides the habit tracker, because I do so many different things on the weekend that there's no point of me trying to plan for it. Okay, lastly, I literally just write down the days of the week at the bottom of the page, and I go through my calendar to figure out if I have anything this week. I'm gonna put down that today was a work holiday. On Sunday, I know I have plans with my friend, so I'll put that in the calendar. And then I have therapy on Thursday, so I'll put that in. Any other, you know, appointments that are in your week you can put down. If I think of like little to-dos that I want to do, I'll put it within that week, but it's kind of just a guide for me to look at every day in case I do have appointments or something. I can kind of glance at it. This is the finished weekly spread, if you want to call it that. There's no science to this. You know, you can definitely tweak it to whatever works for you. This is just what I found works for me in the moment. It may change in 2 months from now, but I find that this is the easiest way for me to just stay organized throughout the week. At the end of the day, you cannot control what's going to happen to you in the next week. You cannot control how people are going to show up for you in the next week, and how, you know, whatever's going on with them, they're going to bring into your life. But what you can prepare for is showing up for yourself, putting in that organization for yourself. So I feel like you're like showing your brain that you have these intentions this week and you have a plan, and this is ideally how you'd want your week to go. I'm just a firm believer on like the energy you put out is the energy you give back. So if you are really stressed on Sunday and you're like, oh my gosh, this week is, you know, I just want the week to be over already, and if you feel like you keep having bad weeks, like you may be not showing up for yourself in a lot of the ways that you need, and these might not be the ways that you show up for yourself, but you know like what makes you feel content and happy, and you literally need to do those things every day. Like we only have, you know, today, and I feel like if I end up having a bad day, I just get into a spiral of like, now it's gonna be a bad week. I'm not thinking, you know, positively, and then the universe is just gonna keep showing you that that's true. Unfortunately, you have to kind of say to yourself, like, do you want to have a better week? Like, why do you want to have a better week? Why do you want to have a better day? And give yourself the tools to, you know, have that chance rather than not planning at all. Like, you need to have something to ground you throughout the week. No matter what comes at you, you know, you still have your routine, and you still have these things that are in your control that can help you feel more grounded throughout the week. So that's kind of why I do this. Some people, you know, might think it's very excessive to spend, you know, like I just spent 2 days like getting my life together, but that's because last week I had a really bad week and I put all of these things off and I wasn't showing up for myself. I kind of just let everything go, and you know, sometimes you do need that time to just let it all go and rest, but other times, you know, when you probably could be doing more and you're just like, turning a blind eye. Lastly, if you are trying to schedule stuff out, definitely plan chunks of time to rest and to do things you like and to do things that are fun. That's why I have stuff on here like ways to be creative and reading and journaling, because those are the things that I like to do and I'd like to have in my schedule, and there are times for me to just slow down and kind of like shut the world off, and I feel like that's so important. So don't give yourself a bunch of to-do lists that aren't fun to do and you just turn into this machine of a person, because you will burn out. I hope any of this helped you today. Thank you for coming along with me. I hope you have the best week next week and you set yourself up for success. You got this. If you've stuck around to this point, you should definitely subscribe and also leave a comment down below of one intention you have for next week that, you know, is going to help you stay grounded throughout the weekend, a way that you're going to be there for yourself. I hope you have an amazing day or night wherever you are, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!